And now, live from Southern Television Studios, Together.
Living side by side, our lives are waves in a tide. And just as a tide can flow, our fortunes can come and then go. But with our friends, we can survive if we can keep alive the art of living together.
Go away.
I love you too, in spite of what you said last night.
Why can't you look all horrible and washed out in the morning like the rest of us?
This for me. I told you should come with me.
Well, in these Arctic temperatures, not likely.
Rubbish. You don't feel the cold once you get moving.
Ow! First sign of real sun and you're on. All those birds jogging about the park in their tight T-shirts and little satin shorts. Try and keep me away.
What have you got on today? Anything much?
Angling for a new account. Just got to tempt the client away from his present agency, that's all.
Is that moral?
Well, that's business. Well, advertising business anyway.
What's the product?
Fly spray.
Oh, Geoff.
It's not the most stimulating prospect, drawing pictures of the canister.
What are you doing lunchtime?
Nothing much.
Only I'm working late tonight.
Well, not again. Why?
Because I've got to supervise a new girl's first massage.
Need a hand?
It'll give you time to get on with some work here, won't it?
I haven't got any yet. Anyway, I can't work here.
Why not?
Oh, there's something about this place. All these old fogies, the atmosphere, I don't know.
Well, talk about a bloody silly excuse.
It's not.
I've heard of some stories in my time, but that's pathetic. How do you expect to make a go of working for yourself with an attitude like that?
Don't push it, Susie. Let me make my own decisions.
Oh, some chance.
Yeah, about 100 to 1. OK. Where do you want to have lunch? As long as it's cheap and quiet.
Rutherford Court?
Here?
It's cheap, quite quiet, and very private.
Ooh, you've convinced me. All right, book a table for 1 o'clock.
Right.
Takeaway?
Hamburgers?
Pizza?
Pizza. You get them in.
From my darling daughter?
Yeah.
Great.
My darling daughter, Trish.
What did I tell you? Weather here, wish you were lovely. Trust her.
Yeah, well, she didn't make it up. I've seen it before.
What else can you put on a flipping postcard? Here, doesn't look a bad little spot. How about nipping over for the weekend?
No, well, she could have written us a letter.
Well, she will. What do you want of the girl?
Dougie, when are you going to get cracking on that little job you've been dodging for the past few days?
What job's this in?
Lily Marsden's bath, it's full to the brim. I've told her she can't get the plug out.
Well, she shouldn't have pulled the chain off, silly old cow.
It's not her fault the rubber perished. Now, look, Dougie, stop making excuses and go and do it, please.
Up to me elbows in all that horrible, slimy bath water. What'd she want to go on having baths in it for?
Dougie.
All right. I'll have a look in a minute.
Did you speak to Joe for it?
I did, and apologised.
And how was he?
All right with me. I gather he gave poor old Amy a hard time, though. You know, I can see plenty of sparks flying there with those two.
Oh, is it all right, or am I too early?
Oh, no, I had to get up early to get the room ready.
Oh, I wake up at 6 no matter what. Try and lie in bed a bit and listen to the news. But this morning...
Wasn't it terrible about that bomb at Uxbridge last night? I don't know how people can do things like that.
You know, as soon as I'm awake, I've got to get up, even if I've got nothing on my mind. But, of course, today...
When Sarah was with me, I used to take the occasional sleeping pill.
Oh, you don't want to take those things. You don't want to become dependent on them.
Oh, I only did it when my nerves were bad.
Well, I thought it was her nerves.
Oh, well, I don't think either of us helped the other much.
Well, that's the way it is when two people rub each other up the wrong way. Like me and this new geezer.
Oh, our meeting went off very well last night. We're forming a little fundraising committee, Friends of the Hospital. I'm the secretary.
Oh, good. Here, he's just a miserable old beggar.
Who is?
This new fella, Fripp, just moved in, causing ructions all round.
Oh, I didn't know about it.
Well, you wouldn't, would you? You've been busy yesterday with your visitors and that. I'd have come round and told you then, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Why, what happened?
Oh, made a fuss in the lounge about his stupid piano. Silly lot of nonsense. I went round specially to tell him I was sorry, him being you and that. Oh, I wish I hadn't have bothered.
Well, what happened?
He only slammed the door in me face.
Oh, Amy, he didn't.
Oh, it takes a lot to get Ma danded up. But this one's going to take a lot of living with, I can tell you. He's the sort that's looking for trouble.
Oh, I've come about the doings.
Oh, yes, so we'll come in. Oh, well, Amy, I'll see you down in the lounge in about an hour, shall I?
Well, I may and I may not. Might just pop down the road to see how Norman's getting on.
You all right, Amy? Didn't let that little argy-bargy get you down then?
Take more than a long streak of misery like him to get me down.
Did she tell you about that?
Yeah, it sounds extremely unpleasant.
Nah, got off on the wrong foot, that's all. Now, about this work. I see you made a start.
So you decided to do it then?
No, I might as well. So long as my old lady doesn't find out.
Well, I can't see why she'd object.
Firstly, because as I told you, I am not supposed to do private work for the tenants. And secondly, well, you don't need me to tell you.
No, well, she wants to get me out of here.
Well, fair dues. It is a double, after all. She only let you stay on for a bit after Sarah left because she was in such a state. She was bending the rules even then. It was never meant to be permanent.
But this is my home. I've done a lot to it. I couldn't possibly move out now.
Oh, well, if there were two of you living here, there'd be nothing to object to, would there?
Means a lot to you, doesn't it?
I know what you're thinking. Silly old beggar losing his marbles yesterday.
No, not at all. There's no harm done, eh?
No. They tell me you're a doctor.
Was. I'm retired.
Well-educated sort of bloke all the same. Not a rough diamond like me.
How do you mean?
Oh, I've had my education all right. But not in school. The school of life is where I've done my learning.
Well, it's the best way, isn't it?
Yes, but at the end, what does it amount to? You've travelled, you've seen things, done things, had a position, respect, been somebody, and then you wind up like some daft old woman wittering away over the few sticks you've got left. And that's about all you've got to show for it.
Well, it's no different for me, Joe.
But you're still a doctor, you've still got the respect.
Yes, that's about all I have got. I haven't even got a piano. Look, if you're so worried about this, why do you leave it in here?
I've no choice, but I'll not part with it.
Well, can't it go in your flat?
Not unless I go back to sleeping in my hammock.
Yes, but isn't it worth a bit of a squash if it's going to mean no more troubles in the future?
I dare say you're right, makes sense. I'll try. Doctor's orders.
Oh, Edward, have you seen Amy?
She went out. I think she went to meet a boyfriend for lunch.
Oh, what, Norman? I don't know why she bothers with him.
Well, apparently he makes her laugh.
There's a lot to be said for that.
Oh, I don't think you met Miss Finch. Martha, this is Joe Fripp.
Oh, so you're Mr. Fripp, are you?
My reputation's gone before me. Give a dog a bad name.
Amy's a great friend of mine. She was very upset by what happened yesterday.
Well, I weren't very chuffed myself. But I'm not a fella to hold grievances. I'm quite willing to let bygones be bygones.
Well, we all have to do that round here, Mr. Fripp.
Prickly lot of females you've got round here, I must say. Reminds me of when I was torpedoed in the Pacific, drifting for hours in this little dinghy, surrounded by a pack of man-eating sharks.
Susie! Plates in the oven! Sorry I'm late. Susie? Susie! No Susie.
But they say the man should not be approached. The last of the Prime Minister's changes in her government have been announced. They are the appointments of 4 new assistant whips.
Dan.
3 of them are in the Commons. Mr. Alistair Goodlad.
Hello?
Mr. John Selwyn.
Oh, hello, Paul.
and Mr.
How's
Donald
tricks?
Thompson,
Not so bad. Could be worse.
the last election.
Some news for me.
The men they replace.
Look, hang on a second, Paul.
The other new appointment is in the Lords, where Lord Skelmersdale becomes a whip.
With you, Paul? Well, is it good news or bad news?
And the Seamen's Union over there.
Wait, we couldn't have come at a better time, Paul. No, I can't wait to tell Susie. Yeah, in about 4 weeks, you say. Yeah, well, that's terrific. You don't know how terrific it is. Yep. Yes, see you tomorrow then. 6 o'clock, frog and nightgown. Bye, Paul. Oh, where's Susie? It's a damn number. Venus Health Haven, UVWXY. Hello? Susie, why aren't you here? But I've got everything in, it's all ready. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. No, really, it doesn't matter. Listen, darling, I've got some fantastic news. OK. OK. I'll tell you tonight if you're busy. No, it doesn't matter, I said. I love you too. Oh, no! Damn and blast! Damn and blast! Oh!
Pass me that brush, will you?
Oh, look, you've got paste on the carpet.
Look, do you want me to do it or don't you? There's plenty of other things I could be doing. Lily Marsden's bath, for starters.
Look, it's not going to take you that long.
That's not the point. I shouldn't flaming be here.
Oh, don't look so panic-stricken. It's only Amy. I'm expecting her.
Could I have a word if it's convenient, Martha? I'd like to discuss the matter of you and this flat. Doggy, what the blazes are you doing?
It's just a bit of dodgy wall I had to...
I see. I think we'd better discuss this in my office. Now!
Well, don't keep on about it.
There's not much point, is there? You never listen to a word I say anyway.
Just a couple of shells and a bit of paper put in.
For which she was paying you.
Only enough to cover the materials, that's
And how
all.
many other little jobs have you done for over the past few months?
Look, it's improved the place, hasn't it? What's the harm?
Well, apart from the fact that you're not supposed to do private jobs for the tenants. You know perfectly well I've been trying to get Martha out of that flat and into another for months. And if that chance I've got with you going behind my back making her feel even more entrenched.
You know Sarah wants to come back.
Well, she asked me to write her name down, yes.
Can't you swing something for her?
Swing?
You know what I mean.
There's a waiting list.
That's what I mean.
You really do think rules are made to be broken, don't you?
Not broken, just bent a bit. You did it for Sarah.
Yeah. And look where it got me.
Look, it's not as if Sarah's a stranger. She did used to live here.
Look, I don't know what you're going on about, Sarah. Or maybe I do.
Why is it every time you open your mouth these days, it's to have a go?
I do not.
Now, don't keep taking it out on me because you're sore at Trish.
Now, look here, you... Oh, God, maybe I'm getting past it.
Past what?
Doing this job.
Rubbish.
Well, look, if I was doing it properly, we wouldn't be having all this friction.
It's just a bad patch, that's all. We'll get over it.
Oh, I don't mean us. I mean this place. I mean, look at yesterday. That should never have happened.
Well, was that awful?
I should have taken Joe downstairs, introduced him to everybody, and told him about people using things in the lounge. I always used to do that. I'm getting slack and sloppy.
Come off it. There'll always be squabbles and argy-bargies in a place like this. They thrive on it. Most of them are pretty content all the same. Anyway, he's having his piano moved. He's decided.
Where to?
To his room. I said I'd give him a hand.
But it won't fit in there. That's why it's in the lounge.
We'll give it a try. Poor old geezer. I reckon he'll hang on to his old Joanna if it means chucking a flaming bed out. Hope I never get like that.
Oh, go on with you.
I've got this chap Norman down at Tennyson Court. He calls himself my boyfriend, but he's not really. It's just a little joke. It's more for the sake of company. We go for walks on the common when the weather's good.
Oh, Daphne and I used to walk on the common. We'd walk there for hours. I don't go out so much nowadays, though.
Did you know her long?
45 years, on and off. We met when we were students. Then we sort of drifted apart.
Oh, and then you met up again all them years later. Oh, I'm sorry about anything like that. Love a bit of romance. Oh, dear, there I go again. Was it, not in the end? What happened?
She changed her mind. For the second time.
Oh, dear. sit down. Are you going to stand there like a piffy on a rock bun all afternoon?
You think you're going to like living here?
Oh, not bad.
He'll be all right as long as he minds his temper.
You're not the first one to tell me that.
And I'll make sure I'm the last.
No, well, I was a bit upset myself, like, what with all that moving and that.
Well, we've all been used to it. You get used to it.
Dare say.
At least there'll be no more trouble over the piano.
What's that?
He's moving it into his flat.
Oh, what a shame.
Well, I thought you'd be the first to be glad to see the back of it.
No, I was looking forward to some nice old sing-songs. I expect you play.
Have a go.
Oh, I'm sure none of us will miss it, but it'd be nice to have it here all the same.
Maybe it would. I'll think it over.
Don't forget you've moved in at the worst possible time of year. It's very pleasant here when the weather picks up. Amy and I were just saying there are some lovely walks.
Do you like walking?
Oh, I don't mind a trot round when I get the chance.
Well, you get plenty of chances here. It's very countrified.
Countrified? It's a green belt, that's all it is. Factories, housing estates, motorways, all within spitting distance.
We've got some of England's finest beauty spots on our doorsteps.
You want to go up to the Yorkshire moors and the dales if you want to see real beauty spots. Nothing for miles and miles but moors and lakes and little villages.
Look, have you ever been to Marwell Zoo, work round Basing Castle?
Well, I think there's a lot to be said for both.
I'm talking about natural beauty.
I know your natural beauty, a load of mill chimneys covered in soot.
It's tricky, love, and I don't want to upset her, but she shouldn't really have encouraged him. But the area manager would have dug his life if he ever found out.
Martha always did think there was one rule for her and one for everybody else.
Do you think you could explain to her that she can't expect to stay in that flat indefinitely?
Well, would it be all right if I was there?
Oh, yes, of course, that would be a different matter altogether. You wouldn't, would you?
Well, I suppose I could stick it on a temporary basis. Then when 2 singles came up...
Oh, it'd certainly get me off the hook. I mean, every time the area manager comes, I've got to explain to him why she's still there.
All right, I'll talk to her about it.
Oh, she'd jump at the chance. I know she's got all this voluntary work in the hospital, but she'd love to have you back to fuss over.
Hi. Smells good. What is it?
Chef's surprise. Which means if it's edible, nobody'd be more surprised than the chef.
Sorry about lunch, by the way. Suddenly got so busy I couldn't leave.
Taste that. What do you think?
In English or Anglo-Saxon?
Well, it's not that bad.
Could be worse.
Better than burnt pizza.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, I think I'll have a bath before we eat. I'm flat out. Give us a yell when it's ready.
Susie,
Yeah?
you're going to ask me about my news?
Oh, I'll get round to it later. I told you, I'm bushed.
OK, go and have your bath.
Come on, then. Tell me.
Listen. You remember Paul Fisher?
Yes, I do. I introduced you to him.
He's nearly finished his book.
Good for him. And?
He's asked me to do the pictures, Susie.
Good. Congratulations.
But don't you see, I mean, this is right up my street. 16 full-colour kids' illustrations. And he's giving me a completely free hand.
Is he giving you any money?
Don't be daft, Susie. Of course he isn't. Not until he's had it accepted by the publishers.
I see. Can I go and have my bath now, please?
Just thought you might be interested to know what I've decided to do, that's all.
You mean you might decide not to do the book?
Quite what we were talking about this morning. Yesterday. Every day for the past 3 months.
Well, it can't be very important because I've forgotten it.
I mean, this book is just what I've been waiting for. Susie, I think I'm going to jack in the job. I'm actually going to do it.
Great.
I'm going to march in there on Monday, hand in my notice, and wave goodbye to security. I think.
You think?
I am.
You actually are.
I actually am.
Good.
I think.
Oh.
All right, here we go. Oh, look out. Careful.
I think a bit over that way.
Well, down there?
Yeah.
Right. Here she goes. Oh, that's no good, and I'd have to go back where it came from.
Right. There we are.
Oh. It's no good, Joe. The room's too small.
How about over here, eh? After we've moved this chair and the table.
Let's give it a try. Come on. Up here. Oh, coming up. Joe, it's no good. It won't work. Not unless you want to bump your shins every time you move.
What am I supposed to do then?
Well, I'm afraid it looks as if you'll have to part with it.
It's not going down back there.
Well, then you'll have to flog it, me old son. There's no 2 ways about it.
No decent countryside round here. I've never heard such twaddle.
Perhaps he doesn't know this part of the world.
Well, he knows every part from what he's been telling people. Heard him bragging to Mary Sutton there's no place where he's not been. Proper know-all.
Absolutely.
Well, you're bound to get one or two oddball characters in a place like this.
Well, that doesn't mean you can go about without considering other people.
Well, I'll leave you two to have a natter. God, that was a nice supper, Martha. Soup could have done with a bit more salt. She's getting to be a good little cook, your sister. Coming along nicely.
She's a love, isn't she?
She goes a bit far at times.
Well, you've certainly brightened up a lot since she came to live here.
Wasn't there enough salt in the soup?
It was delicious.
Well, it was nothing special. Just our usual little weekly supper.
Oh, it's nice here. I don't know. Seems more like home than my place does.
Well, I've done a lot to it since you moved out.
Oh, no, I don't mean Rutherford Court. I mean being in a place like this. I know you have trouble with Joe, whatever his name is, but people do get involved with each other here.
Plenty keep themselves to themselves.
I mean, they don't even shout at each other in my block. And look at Rose Kelly downstairs. She falls down and breaks her hip, and half the flat's calling to see if they can help her.
Oh, well, they're all very fond of Rose.
Martha? I know things didn't work out very well last time. I think we've both learnt a lot since then. I know I have. The thing is, I'd like to come back.
What, to live at Rutherford Court?
Yes, I've asked Lynne about a single flat, but I gather it might be ages before one comes up. So in the meantime, how do you feel about having your scatty sister moving back in here with all her odd bits and pieces? Well, at least you could stop worrying about me living on cottage cheese.
Oh, no, dear.
No?
Oh, I'm sorry, Sarah, but no. I don't think that would work at all.
Oh, it's you. I thought it was burglars.
Oh, you're back early? None of the lads there?
Nah, I didn't feel in the mood for it anyway. Any more panics?
No, everywhere's very quiet.
We'll have to dream up something, get them going again, won't we? Bingo or concert or something.
Yeah.
Pity about old Joe's piano.
Yeah.
Still, he'll get over it, won't he?
I hope so.
Tell you what, tomorrow we'll get shot of this lot, clear off for the day, leave the relief to worry about it. What do you say?
Yeah, all right.
We'll wrap up warm, go for a nice long tramp, find a nice old pub for lunch, roaring log fire the lot. How about that?
Yeah, all right. Lovely.
How can we begin to face the world that we're in unless we can really care? When friends have a problem to share and where the fate is cruel or kind, we know we have